Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Today has been a hell of a day, my friends. So, to kick off my day, the transmission that's in my car has already been on its way out, and today, as my wife was using the car to get to work, the car completely died. It's gone. She's a goner. I don't mean the wife, I mean the car. So anyway, today is a video request. I asked you guys in the last video what you'd all like to see on the channel. Leave me comments in the section below, all that good stuff. Most of the comments that I got on Twitter and in my DMs and on YouTube, all that good stuff, was to do a quick tutorial. It wasn't really so quick on all the different indicators I use and the setups that I use and the kind of algorithms set up and what I do for trading on different time frames, all that good stuff, the indicators, all that crap. So that's what I put together for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, my name's Cobra, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure that you smash the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any tutorials in the future. And later on in the week, probably tomorrow or Thursday, I'm going to do another in-depth Bitcoin analysis. And I'm actually going to do a 90-second analysis on Twitter today. So go into the description below. Make sure that you're following all those links. If you click on any referral links, just know that those do help support the channel. Any proceeds that I get from those, I put right into equipment and stuff for recording and giving you guys the best quality that I can. With all that said, let's go ahead, get right into the charts. So like I mentioned in my last Bitcoin analysis video, with all the trouble that BitMEX has been having, I'm no longer going to actually be charting there. I shouldn't have been charting and using that chart anyway in the first place because I don't really trade there. And one of the questions from one of you guys was, well, Cobra, if you don't trade on BitMEX, then why do you care about the liquidation levels from BitMEX? For the liquidation levels on High Block Capital, the main reason is because right now they don't have very many other exchanges that they're offering. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because I know for a fact that exchanges like Bybit and stuff like that, they don't really have very much order book depth that they make public, that they display to the public. So therefore, it's very hard to kind of have data scrapers take all of that data and be able to, translate it and put it on another chart for you guys. The second reason is because the amount of people that still trade there is very high. The amount that people trade there is still massive. So that stuff still affects the market. When you've got, hundreds, thousands or whatever of, really huge, big time whales that are dropping, 12 million, 30 million, $100 million leveraged positions, and they're way over leveraged, 50x, 100x or whatever, those liquidation levels, if those ever get met, that's going to affect the market in a big way, which is why I still use it, even though BitMEX is having the problems that they're having. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, so this is the Bybit chart, right? So I've got Bybit. I like to color code my stuff. I know, again, a lot of these things are going to be features of the paid version of TradingView. I'm not sure which one I have. I think I have the Pro version or the Pro Plus version or something like that. Anyway, so this is pretty much what I have. And this is, I like to separate all my stuff in different just trading lists. So I'll keep all my alts in one, Bitcoin, ETH, and a couple, I think there's a couple others here, US oil, stuff like that. That's pretty much how I organize my trade list. But what you guys really want to know is, what indicators am I using on a regular basis, and how do I really set up all of these templates, right? That's what we're going to look at right now. So I've got a couple different templates here. And again, this is, some pro feature or whatever. This isn't something that you can just do, I don't think. You see here that I got a couple templates. Now, these are defaults. That's just a pull down menu. I'm pretty sure that you guys, everybody, even if you have the free version, I think you have these. I don't use any of those. So I've got a couple different ones that I've used. I've got a scalper, I've got a swing chart and a Forex chart, and then a new one that I just did. I'm experimenting with the TD sequential indicator and stuff like that for a new strategy. The one that you guys always see me using that I do all my charting on is this one, is my swing chart. Okay. So right now, this currently has all of the indicators that I use on a regular basis on them. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on the screen here, and it looks pretty intimidating, maybe even a little confusing to some of you guys. It's really, there's really actually not too much going on with this. I have the ATR here, which is the average true range. And that's what I use for stop loss strategy on my swing trades. If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure that you go back and watch that. So that's what I use for my stop loss. This is the MACD. Pretty much everybody uses the RSI and the MACD. I am no different. I use the same. My MACD settings are a little different, and this is a modified MACD indicator. If you want access to this, let me know, and I can, make an invite link or something for this. But I think the person that originally made this discontinued it, and it got delisted from TradingView. I still have it because I basically just copied it and then saved it. I just used the MACD in the signal line, obviously the histogram as well. And I have a level here that I added for just to have a permanent 0 line on there. And these are the inputs that I use. I use 13, 26, 13. The defaults are going to be a little different than that. I think it's 12, 26, and 9, which are the defaults. I like to use these. I find it to be a little more accurate. For volume, I use this on the side. This is the visible range. So that's this up here. VPVR stands for visible range. It does exactly what it says, right? It gives you a visible range of the volume at certain, ranges and stuff. So, you can see at these price levels where the volume is, right? So we had a huge volume gap here, which is why we had this massive candle. Sometimes on the derivatives charts, if you compare them to the CME chart and stuff like that, normally what ends up happening is this volume will actually coincide with a gap. So there's probably some kind of price gap here on the CME chart. The last indicator that I use is this. So it's called the Itch EMA Dynamics. I think if you just search that, yeah, here it is. Jesse Feinberg, he is Darth Crypto. If you search Itch EMA, this is where it is. This comes with default settings as 55, 99, and 222. I actually changed mine. I just like to use the 50, 100, and 200. The settings will be default for crypto settings for the Ichimoku Cloud. That's pretty much my swing setup. I like using the Ichimoku Cloud for swings. It's really good at identifying reversals as well as a lot of different support and resistance levels. I use my RSI to find divergence. I use my ATR as my stop loss. Volume coincides with my analysis with price action. And my MACD I pretty much use as a continuation indicator. So that's pretty much my quote unquote algorithm or whatever that I use for my swing trades along with the settings for it. Let's move on to the next template, which is I know everybody's going to be dying to see this, is my scalp template. So my scalp template is almost the same. I still use, this is another modified MACD. This one is just a little bit different. And I have the markings for death crosses and golden crosses on, so that I can actually have an icon of exactly when it happened. Now, normally this is going to be something that I'm using on lower time frames. So I keep all of this stuff at defaults. Again, this is a custom indicator. I think if you search KMAC in indicators, you should be able to find it. I guess not. I guess they got rid of this one. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want access to this. I can go ahead and get this to you guys. I never thought that it would disappear, but I guess the KMAC is now no longer publicly listed on TradingView. So that's the MACD that I use, and then all I use is the SMI. So this is called the SMI Ergodic Oscillator. This is literally only the oscillator line. There's different versions of the SMI. You have the indicator and then you have the oscillator. If you just use the indicator, it basically is going to do similar to what a MACD does. It's a 2-line cross system. I like to use just the oscillator, and that is going to be a single line indicator with a 0 line cross. Some of the other indicators on here that I use is I use a whole moving average. This one I think is custom. I think if you just search whole moving average though, you should be able to find it. This one's by Huey Fibo. I don't know. The reason why I have this one is because it changes colors basically. It's obviously I have the settings on this changed. I just have green for, when it's in an uptrend, red for when it's in a downtrend. Obviously, I changed the period to 8. The reason why is because normally I'm scalping on 5 to 15 minute charts. And normally that's just what I do. Normally it has, pretty good, signals when it changes. Normally it changes for a while. But again, this is the kind of thing where it's kind of its own algorithm where I've got a volume indicator down here. I use the MACD as a continuation indicator, and I use my whole in combination with my MACD for my entries and my exits and stuff like that. Let's say you just caught this uptrend or whatever, and you're looking for a place to exit and possibly flip short, right? So you got this high up here, and your whole MA, it turns red. Okay, that's great. It's red. You don't have a cross on your MACD yet. Okay, now you've got a cross on your MACD. So that's 3 confirmations on your whole moving average. It's stayed red now for 3 candles, and you've got a cross on your MACD. So you've got 2 out of 3 confirmations with your indicators. Your third indication would be the SMI falling below the 0 line into bearish territory. So I believe that happened right here as well on this third candle along with the MACD cross. So this candle would have been your entry, and then you would have caught pretty much all of this until your SMI would have came up back above your 0 line, basically right here. So you would have entered here and you would have exited somewhere around here or whatever. Obviously, that's not a very huge move at all. Normally when you're scalping, you're using 25, 50, 100x, very small position sizes, obviously, and stuff like that. So, it works pretty well for catching those little swing plays and stuff like that. When I was a guest chartist in edge trading, I actually did like live trading sessions and stuff with this strategy on Bybit, and it works extremely well. It was always working very, very good. So then I've got my Forex strategy. Now, this is literally the exact same as my crypto swing strategy. The only difference with this, and I use this for equities trading as well, is I don't use a MACD. I use more price action and support and resistance for my analysis on traditional stocks and foreign exchange and stuff. However, I do use my ATR and I do use my RSI for divergence and stuff like that. However, I'm more reliant on Ichimoku Cloud and just support and resistance levels. I try to keep it as basic as I can for stocks and Forex. If you overthink it, I find that whenever I was overthinking it, it was really just not good for me. I think the only other one that I have left is this. This is a new strategy that I am trying out, and I'm still back testing this. Oh, that's actually what I wanted to let you guys know. Before you guys start screwing around with indicators, and I know that every trader goes on their own journey, and at some point everybody goes indicator crazy. I did the same thing. You probably will too, okay? Not every indicator is for everybody's setup. Not one indicator works better than another. There's no one size fits all indicator for stop losses and trend changes. Just like there's no one stop shop or, legendary indicator that, is going to have you enter at perfect tops and bottoms. If anybody tells you that they have the perfect indicator that does that, chances are they're full of shit and the indicator is repainting. If they don't show you actual proof of it working in the present on a smaller time frame and it's actually nailing tops and bottoms, chances are that algo repaints itself, which means that it is inaccurate and it's not reliable. at all. It's just perfect in hindsight. And that's how they end up selling you that crap. Don't ever buy indicators from people. Okay. It's not worth it. Don't buy indicators. You can pretty much make your own trading system by going through indicators and mixing and matching and going indicator crazy and finding what setup works for you. But what I do want to touch on is that no matter what you do, no matter what you're using, no matter what kind of template or algorithm or whatever, some trading strategy that you're putting together on your charts, always, always, always make sure that you are back testing your strategy. Don't just throw a whole bunch of indicators on your chart and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and trade this now. That's how you lose money. Okay. Don't do that. Just like I'm not actively trading this strategy yet. I've pretty much been paper trading this, and I've actually been paper trading it like in a notebook. I haven't even been using this thing down here or whatever, but that is another feature here, right here. It's the first one. You click paper trading, right? You can go through, you can change all of this stuff and you can paper trade, the algorithm and stuff and the strategy that you're back testing and kind of, back test it here. There's other ways to back test strategies and stuff with Pine Editor. I don't really know how to use Pine Editor, so I don't really do that too much. I normally just paper trade it as I'm seeing it. So this is just another setup that I have. I'm still using RSI. I'm still using that same MACD with the same settings, standard volume indicator down here. And then I'm using a different volume indicator. So this volume indicator, you can see that it's got kind of like a blue background here, and then it's got the volume for just where this blue box is. Okay. The reason why this is basically the visible range. And what it does is it measures the visible range for the volume for the day. So I've, pretty much going to be using this as a 1 hour strategy because the TD sequential works really well on the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts. So I'm not going to get into how the TD sequential works. You can look that up on your own. This is just a new strategy that I'm still testing. I haven't really began trading this one as of yet, but I plan on doing that in the future. All right, guys. So I don't want to make the video too long, but that's pretty much, what you ask for is what you get. You guys want to see my trading templates, the different strategies that I use for scalping, for swing trading, back testing strategies, what the indicators are, what their settings are, how I use them, all that good stuff. There you go. You got it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned at the beginning, make sure that you smash the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future tutorials or videos that I do here on the channel. Make sure that you check out all the links in the description below. Like I said, if you guys are trading on BitMEX, get off of that exchange. I highly recommend just don't fuck with BitMEX right now. There's too much stuff going on. Same thing with Tether and all of that. It's really sketchy. There's a lot of legal issues that all these things are having. You just don't want to take the risk. Don't get caught up in it. Check the link in the description below. You can get an extra $90 bonus by signing up with Bybit, so make sure you check that stuff out. I'm going to do a in-depth Bitcoin analysis probably tomorrow or Thursday, but I'll have a 90-second analysis coming out later today, probably in the evening sometime. I've got to get some work done on my car at home. My car's transmission is kind of dying on me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'm Cobra Trading. Have a nice day.